At 3 a.m., we woke to bacon sizzling and laughter on the other side of the wall. But when I opened the door, everything had vanished. 1 year ago, my girlfriend, now my wife, and I were living above a long-abandoned shop in an old apartment that had more character than comfort. Rent was cheap, the floors creaked, and the walls were thin enough to hear everything the neighbors did. My brother lived with us then, and on weekends he'd bring friends home, cook, smoke, play music, and pass out. It became so routine we barely noticed. Then one night around 3 in the morning, we were woken by the familiar sounds of my brother moving in the kitchen, muffled talking, the clatter of pans, and that unmistakable aroma of bacon frying. My wife and I shouted through the wall, joking for him to save some rolls, but we got no reply. I assumed the music had drowned us out, so I put on clothes to go get some. As I unlocked the bedroom door, the noise stopped mid-sentence. The bacon smell vanished like someone had pinched it shut. The hallway was silent. I walked into the kitchen expecting to find someone cooking, but the room was pristine. Nothing on the stove, no pans, no plates, no coffee cups. No sign anyone had been there at all. I checked my brother's room. He was sprawled on the bed, fully clothed and snoring hard. There was no way he'd cooked and tidied up and gotten back into bed in the few seconds it took me to stand up. Even if he had, the smell of bacon would have clung to the apartment. It didn't. It was gone, as if it had never existed. On another night, we all woke violently to the blast of music from my brother's old CD player downstairs. It had somehow powered on by itself and was at full volume. The record that played wasn't just loud, it was chilling. Over the speakers, a voice belted, "I am the god of hellfire, and with it I bring you fire. You're going to burn." We scrambled out of bed, terrified. I ran down and shut the player off. My brother swore he hadn't touched it. The creepiest event didn't happen to us directly. Once while we were away, my wife's brother stayed in the apartment. In the early morning, he was jerked awake by the sound of dishes crashing, glass shattering, metal clanging, like the kitchen had been turned into chaos. He sprinted out of his room in a panic, flipped the light on, and found the kitchen immaculate, not a single thing out of place. Still shaking, he threw on his boxers, left the apartment, and called us from a payphone down the street. He refused to ever go back inside alone. We moved out soon after. We never found rational explanations for the sudden smells, the music, or the phantom crash. Old wiring, pranks, coincidence? Maybe. But there's a certain weight to the way people leave a place. Hurried packing, doors slammed, lives moved on. We left that apartment with something else lingering in our heads. The sense that the building had its own memories and it chose to remind us of them in small, impossible ways. If this story gave you chills, please like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Did you ever experience unexplained sounds or smells? Tell us.